I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and in this video I wanted to give you a guide for the Trial of Ramuh EX1 battle. Ramuh is same old Ramuh but now on steroids, and he's weak to water, but only physical attacks are effective against him as he has increased magic defense. He also has a sigil face with X, Circle and Diamond, and yes, you need all three types of sigil as this sigil face is pretty short, so you can't afford to miss any sigils here. Other than that, Ramuh will keep buffing his magic attack, debuff your magic defense, and his attacks are all lightning, so you really might want to equip some weapons with lightning resistance as his attacks are really powerful. Ramuh EX is designed for Aerith with her camera wands, Glenn with his two water weapons, and Nanaki or no Barret. Nanaki and Barret have the same water debuffing weapon that breaks diamond sigils at the same time, so either of them is very much needed here. Then we have either Cloud or Glenn for water DPS, and Glenn is much more superior thanks to his exclusive water set and now his new secondary water weapon. Lastly, we need a healer, and Aerith with her exclusive camera wand and Breath of the Earth is perfect in every way for this battle because she can buff magic defense and physical attack at the same time. Her new limit break charges fast, heals and removes any defensive debuffs. But if you don't have Kamura, Aerith won't be anywhere as good because I don't think her other weapons are very fitting here. Matt is an alternative because he has Core Defender, Bramble Spine, and now his new guild weapon can be very nice for this battle because it has lightning resistance and magic defense for all allies. However, Ramuh EX1 is tough but doable, but EX2 is pretty much just like Blitzrat Crash, so if you are one of those 119 people who cleared on global, you shouldn't have a lot of issues. But in both battles you definitely need to equip some lightning resistance and buff your magic defense and something to debuff Ramuh's magic attack. I don't have Kamura Aerith, so I have to make it work with Matt as a healer, then Nanaki as a debuffer and Glenn as DPS. I also have Cloud with OB10 Maritime Sword and Gloveness, but Glenn, despite having weaker weapons, is a lot more viable than Cloud in this stage at least. Matt has Gear Voucher outfit with Vanquishing X in limit slots, mainly for a quicker charge, but you could switch it out for a gigantic shield, Bramble Spine in main weapon slot for P-attack buff, and Cura in all Q materia slot, Core Defender for MDef buffs and a single target Cura and X Sigil. In sub-equipment slots, Matt has Centipede for heals, Syringe for HP, and Matt's guild weapon for lightning resistance and party MDef buff. So Matt has 10.8 HP, 3000 heal and 183 MDef. Nanaki has default story outfit with Stardust Ray in limit slot, then Silver Color for Diamond Sigil and water debuffs, John Color for M-attack debuff, and Water Blow is his only materia. And then in sub-equipment slots he has two Leviathan Summon weapons, so he has 9.2 HP, 2.1 P attack and 165 MDef. Lastly, Glenn has his War Arcanum outfit with Leviathan in limit slot, then Stream Arcs in main weapon slot, and Slated Eye in secondary for PDEF debuff and or damage buff, and a Circle Sigil materia. Then in sub-equipment slots he has Black Whiskers and Personal Style, as well as the W machine for lightning resistance, so Glenn has 10,000 HP, 4.7 P attack and 136 MDef. At the beginning of the battle, Ramuh will start buffing himself when we reach 5 ADB, so with Matt I just used his ADB to buff Glenn, and from now on we just want to debuff him. You can use debuff his water resistance once, but you have to prioritize debuffing his magic attack, and with Matt we can buff our magic defense, but this magic attack we have to take care of it. And here you can afford to heal because we have Nanaki as a Diamond Surge Breaker, but if you didn't have that for ADB, Diamond Surge is very close, so I wouldn't heal here otherwise. And then Nanaki will hit once here and Diamond Surge is done, so heal back to full HP. With Glenn you can buff. And I just have to wait for Matt to get his own limit break and we'll just cook it. With Stardust Ray or Vanquishing X, you don't have to worry about debuffing his huge attack buff because it just nullifies it. But you still want to debuff him. Because those attacks are very powerful, so be ready to buff your own magic defense here, because he will debuff it. And try to switch to defense whenever he does his attacks here in this phase. If you can, try to time it. And also depends which character will get stunned here. I'm slowly preparing because soon he will do his charged attack, so Storm Call and Thunderlance. That this is a single target powerful attack, and in this case is Glenn. He always goes for the character with highest amount of HP, so you want to make sure that this character survives this. And this is the second sigil phase here. I'll just do the Stardust Ray because I know that Nanaki will want to start debuffing his magic attack and I don't really want that, and because we have 2 other limit breaks we can just use it to other things. Here I will also prepare already the magic defense for the next phase and Tidal Wave again. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but Ramuh gets increased magic attack. The more his gauge is filled, the more damage his attacks do, so you want to ideally keep it as depleted as you can. And just refresh the M attack debuff. If you can control every character, it's best to attack with your water DPS at your max stance. So whenever this red thing is glowing, because you get extra damage here. But we're slowly nearing to the end. And this is another attack here, Judgment Bolt, so everyone will get attacked. So again, you want to just try to nullify and debuff his magic attack, buff your own, because this will hurt. I just use this here to deplete his gauge. And with Nanaki one more time for that max debuff and it should be fine. And this is the last Surger phase, because shortly after this the whole DPS race will begin. So I'm just slowly preparing Glenn to maximize my DPS output. And now those greater bolt charges, this is where he really wants to fill his gauge, because if he manages to fill it, then you will cast his final Thunderbolt, the attack that will instantly kill you wherever you do. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's a guide, and I hope you found it helpful. I won't be making EX2 guide anytime soon because I am unable to clear it. It was my conscious decision to skip Monster Hunter Aerith, and I am fine with that. Eventually I'll just find a way to clear it, even if it takes me a few months, so that's okay. But to be honest, I just miss the time we had when we used to have multiple character options to compose our team of, because now on those hard battles we have all those silly restrictions and limitations forcing us to use, you know, very specific characters with very specific gear, and that just takes away the fun for me personally. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one.